The next time you come to a planet that has a large number of resources, for example, this one has a large number of gold on it, you might want to think twice about removing all of it, because as we've discovered, resources like these actually do replenish after a set amount of time. I went away for about 2 to 3 hours, and when I came back to a planet, I noticed that the resources close to one of the landing areas had restored almost completely. So I'm thinking if you take to about 60 to 80% of a resource, that'll replenish in about 2 to 3 hours, and then you can go back and farm it again. Now, this might just be a sort of glitch. I'm not sure if this is what it's meant to be, but feel free to exploit it until it's fixed, I guess. Food for thought. A great way to keep a good stock of what resources are on which planet is to actually just name the planet and then add the resource or the type of terrain that's on the planet or whatever it is. Just add it at the end of naming the planet. That way, if you need to go back and look for something, for example gold, you know what planet you need to be on. So yeah, everyone knows that in No Man's Sky you can rename fauna, flora, the planet itself. But you can also rename these little waypoints here. So, say for example you land on this area and you notice that there's material that can't be scanned, which is most likely rare. So you'll see I'll scan this rock, and the rock can be analyzed, but these little ball things to the right, they cannot be analyzed, which is most likely a rare material. So what you want to do is just rename this waypoint after this material that's abundant in the area. So for example, I'm going to rename this waypoint Sac Venom. So the next time I come back to this planet, or I'll just make a mental note of CCS Aranus number 10 that's filled with gold is also filled with Sac Venom. Just a nice reminder and an easy way to keep things in check. If you're ever on a planet and you're getting your ass kicked by the elements, an easy way to replenish your shields without using materials is to just take cover. You can either take cover in a building, take cover in your ship, or in general if you have grenades, blast a little tunnel under the surface and your shields will restore, you'll be safe. It's just an easy way, to not deplete your resources. Sometimes you'll land on a planet that has no animals on it, or whether it's animals or fauna, just animals. That planet's loss is actually your gain, because you'll actually still get the milestone if you hand in your bestiary completion or record or whatever you want to call it. So this might just be a glitch, but at the moment it's been working, and it has been for a couple days. So enjoy. I think it's safe to say that we've all had that little moment where we've run a great distance from the ship and you don't even feel like going back for it, it's so far. But there are two ways you can get your ship back. Now if you go to a waypoint that has this little landing pad on it, you'll notice a computer. If you have a bypass chip, you can actually call your ship towards you. Now, this is always going to work. I mean, there is a glitch that's happening now where people are getting trapped on worlds, quote unquote trapped. But all you need to do is find one of these pads and call your ship in. It's either you use this computer here, or you can use this one right here. Another important note, teleporting off launch pads doesn't actually cost any resources, so use them when you can. It took me a little bit to figure this out because I wasn't really paying attention while doing it, but if you notice at the center console, there are lines on your radar. These white lines actually coincide with planet locations, basically other planets outside of the planet that you're on. Now, when I line up, I look up and you see there's a planet, a cube, and there's actually a second planet behind that little orange planet in front of it. Now, that cube is a space station. Yeah, I don't know why it's so damn big, but yeah, if I line up with this second planet here to the left, you'll see me scroll down, and there you go, there you have it. So that's one of the quickest ways to see where the planets are. Sometimes you'll see a line on the radar, and while you're trying to find out where this planet is, you won't see it. That's because the planet is right behind the planet that you're on. So obviously you're not going to see a damn thing. The displays in the ship will also show you a lot of things you need to know about your ship. Like for example, how much energy is left in your photon cannons, the distance you're currently traveling, before you hit land, and your speed, as well as your shields. The shield's at the bottom right. Your speed is the bottom left. At the top left, it's the distance from land, basically. And at the top right, it was your photons. Ah, yes, flying animals. We all know these can be a pain in the ass to scan. I mean, the flight patterns are sometimes irregular, and if you are close, it still won't work. Easiest way to get these done is to shoot them down. After you shoot them, you can scan them. Let me just chase after this cadaver. So yeah, they don't have to be alive for you to scan them, and that works for all animals. In light of the recent blue screens that have been happening, I cannot stress enough that saving is vital. You're gonna kick yourself when you farm a shitload of gold or iridium or whatever, and you get blue screen and you gotta start all over. I mean, this happened to me twice in a row, so I know the pain. Save, save, save. Ah yeah, and for those of you that have taken a liking to farming, you need to learn the basics of space combat. Now you're gonna see a text flash up on the screen saying that the local distress signal is issued. You don't want to ignore that. Do not ignore it. It has heavy repercussions on the market. So if you ignore these ships that are being attacked, prices on the market could skyrocket. I mean, I think I ignored the distress signal about 12 times, and the market shifted by 8% on some items and even 10% on other items. It's crazy. Learn the basics of space combat. Make sure that your ship is basically a neutral ship, enough defenses, enough attacking power to get things done. Because, I mean, you get into space combat like these, you're going to get your ass ripped off if you don't know what you do. Now, I managed to survive taking down these ships. I think it was about 6 in total. Yeah, there's about 6 in total. I took them down one by one or in pairs. As soon as you attack one ship, another ship will attack in quick succession. So you always have 2 ships attacking you at one point. Make sure you have enough shields and enough firepower to get rid of these ships quickly, because the longer you draw out the battle, the more damage you're going to take. The more damage you take, the more chances are that you're going to die. So you want to get these killed instantly if possible. I use a photon cannon when they're flying straight towards me, and at a good distance, I'll use my phase beams. So I use the phase beams to sort of draw their attention. Then when they're flying straight towards me, hit them with the photon cannons. That's the best and quickest way I know of taking them down. And most of the time, you'll take them down without much of a hassle. So learn the basics of space combat, learn how to maneuver quickly, efficiently, and learn how to repair stuff while in combat. This will help you drastically. Be quick about it. Because you might be repairing, but they're still on you.
Thanks for watching, guys, and if you like what we do here at Insert Disc Gamers, don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more.